let's get into this collective reading for Aquarius. Thank you to anyone lurking, chilling, or watching in the future times for whenever this is on YouTube. This is going to be for any and all Aquarius placements. So if you know what a birth chart is and you know the different placements of your birth chart and you have Aquarius in there, just be aware of what may or may not resonate for you in this reading, because not everything's going to resonate if it's like a very specific placement you're looking at. Have your own discernment, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and let's get into a clear, honest message for Aquarius. We're joined by Whisper here. We're going to see if she's being well behaved enough to stay in my lap today. Clear, honest message for Aquarius. I'm gonna move us over a little bit, Whisper. You're okay. Yeah. Don't get too comfortable there. Aquarius. Did that really scare her? My eyes were closed. I think that scared her. Whisper. You've sat in my lap before. I guess she was like too calm. And just like when you were startled out of a nap. Like a really good nap and you're like just like startled awake. Page of Cups is coming out here to start the reading. Page of Cups and Nine of Cups. Page of Cups, Nine of Cups, Four of Pentacles, and the Strength card on the bottom of the deck. If anyone knows the order of the major arcana, this Strength card says it's card 11, but in the original order, it is the Justice card that is the 11th card, and the Strength card is actually the 8th card in tarot normally. Like if I were to, let me see if I can find this just for explanation. Because there's a key thing I believe that's probably going to come up. It's easier if I find the visual now rather than later. It's the Strength card. Here's the Justice card. Okay. So, it's okay if you don't know Roman numerals. That is Roman numeral 9, and that is Roman numeral 8. And in the Wildwood Tarot, the Strength card is in the Justice position, and the Justice position is in the Strength's position. I want you to think about why they decided to swap each one. What do you think makes Strength and Justice so very similar? I'll leave those two cards at the front there, so if I need to bring them up again, they're just right there. Page of Cups, Nine of Cups, Four of Pentacles, Protection. Nine of Cups says generosity. Sometimes the Nine of Cups can be misunderstood when it comes to goals and achievements. I feel like we were discussing partially a little bit of this energy in Gemini's reading, but it's a little different in really focusing on how the Nine of Cups can be us being fulfilled by our achievements. And I think inherently, providing structure is a big thing. Hold on. There's a lot of cryptic energy here that I have to decipher and make it make sense. Page of Cups gives me, anytime I see this outer energy, it's like you want to try to go with the flow, but you're trying to find the pattern in order to dive in at the right time to go with the flow. And I think this is where fulfillment in what you have already accomplished and are trying to accomplish slowly comes in. Because I feel like there's a big thing you're protecting. I don't want to say you feel responsible for people, Aquarius, but you feel like you are responsible in providing structure where no one else could or is able to. Because there's a structure being built not only for yourself, but it's for other people. And it's for other people in the sense of you're doing it for other people so you don't see them crash and burn. And it's not like they're gonna crash and burn without you, but it's almost like you get somebody to understand the mistake they've made wholeheartedly and actually not feel like shit about themselves, because that doesn't help you actually learn anything. Like, they're genuinely learning the mistake that they've made at hand through you and maybe just your actions. And I think this is where you're providing fulfillment not only for others but for yourself, because you realize if people are acting right just because I'm just trying to live my life and live in flow and in the balance of whatever sort of, there's like not just chaos but like the chaos of life, life's always moving. We kind of have to find the flow, find the balance, schedule things, have a routine, and make sure we're crossing our T's, dotting our I's in this thing called life. And I think you trying to find the pattern in finding the flow, there's so much like outside looking in at you, but not in a bad way. Like, people I think are inspired of how you just move through life, and it's providing them with what I want to say is a sense of calm, intuitive guidance. It's like seeing how someone could have their shit together, but then you look at them and you're like, oh, yeah, they kind of look like they have their shit together, but I know that they probably, like everyone else, has similar things that they're going through. Like, we all have the different little things that, we not necessarily wish we could have, but life is never perfect in anyone's in life, and if it is, then they are probably... If everything is perfect to a T, I don't think they're really happy. I don't think there's much freedom in that. And in freedom, there's freedom of mistakes. But there's freedom of knowledge through not knowing what's going to come next and being aware that you can make mistakes, and it's okay to maybe even let people make their own mistakes. And I think this is a big thing you're learning, because let's say we really truly love our friends, but God, they just need to learn some lessons, man. And it's more of like there's a specific energy. Not everyone has a friend like that. There's very specific people who have a friend of like, come on, man, like, I'm just gonna let you, like, experience the consequences of your own actions, because it's more of a warning them is going to make them want to do it more, and being like, don't do that, and they're like, well, now I want to do it, kind of a thing. I feel like not feeling bad for letting people just make their own mistakes, because shit happens, and you can be there to be like, I was gonna say something, but all of the signs were there, and I feel like that if you didn't choose, not necessarily choose better, but it's like, if you chose this way and these consequences happened, you're looking at that person like what'd you expect? And kind of like not necessarily laughing at them, but it's almost kind of like giving them a small grin, almost like a parent would a child. Like, what'd you expect for running too fast while, I don't know, like, tripping over something simple? I feel like it's like when a little kid's like running too fast and then they accidentally like slip and fall, and you're like, well, what'd you expect when you were like carrying all like 10 billion things? Because kids are silly. I'm just thinking of like, that's kind of what it feels like, of a parent just looking down at like their kid like, well, what'd you expect, you know? And whether you're that person's parent or not, and you're just a friend who you look over them like a parent, they not only need you, but also I think there's a fulfillment that you gain in providing them space to grow. There's understanding in no one's perfect, and they need this space in order to make mistakes safely and learn from those mistakes. I feel like the biggest thing is you understand people are gonna make mistakes, and have them make mistakes in a safe place that is safe enough for them to feel vulnerable, like that little baby deer that was tucked under those rocks in that what was probably a harsh storm before the dawn of the next day. It's like you provide that shelter of like, okay, there was a big spill, a big mess up, a big whoopsie. It's happened. Now we have to understand it, accept it, and what do we need to do from now on? What's the next step of priority? It's like there's a big parenting energy, and all this energy could be you towards your like inner child or inner younger self. Like, there's a parenting energy here that is providing you with such strength that I think whether you are parenting your own like family or friends, you are genuinely parenting yourself through these actions. And I think that's the true enlightenment of the Strength card. I hope it would focus. This card's pretty cool. We can show it at the end there. No worries. Alright, let's clarify with the Crow Tarot. Sorry. For context, for whenever this is on YouTube, someone in my chat just said, don't run with scissors. I was trying not to say that earlier, that's why it makes me laugh. Because it's like, obviously a kid shouldn't freaking run with scissors, but it's like something a kid wouldn't expect, you know? And I didn't want it to be as gruesome as, oh, a kid trips over and accidentally pokes themselves with the scissors. Like, no, that's a little graphic. Oh, hello. I didn't even notice that until now. We're just gonna stick that right there. I like this card. The way the lion is yawning. Pretty lion. It's a pretty lion. It's got the flowers. It's so pretty. A pretty princess. A pretty prince. A pretty person. Page of Cups. Oh, hello. Almost dropped all of that. Clarifying the Page of Cups. What do we got? King of Wands. Did come out reversed. I will say that. Just want to leave that reversed. That infinity sign is so just prevalent. And Two of Wands. Is there a symbol of infinity on this one somewhere at all? Technically, kinda, yeah. Interesting. There's like a single tree branch that kind of represents the infinity sign, and it's the only branch that looks like that on purpose. I think it's supposed to be a hidden infinity, because usually the strength card always shows like the infinity sign, and the King of Wands is very much like the strength card. Oh, sorry, hold on. Clarifying the Page of Cups, the Strength, King of Wands reversed, and Two of Wands. Lots of action and ideas towards how one can even pursue one's strength, I feel. Because this strength of yours has been a long time coming, and I feel like this is the moment where you're like fully embodying this true Aquarius that you desired and wanted to be. And it's like thinking that there's something somewhere down the line that could possibly take it away from you, but then having this mentality of like, no one could take this away from you. No one can take you away from you, Aquarius. And I feel like you are being more open and honest with how action can provide balance. But this is where King of Wands usually is patient enough to strike at the most perfect time. But not just strike, just, I want to say, it feels like, what's the word? There's a word that I feel like is trying to be said, but I can't really think of it. But I'm also like forgetting a word. There is a moment of like grabbing this cup of opportunity, and like that's the moment of strike. Like that's when you know when to grasp onto this opportunity, this moment of opportunity, like at the most opportune time, like the perfect, like that is perfect medium rare like, stake time, okay? And planning that and understanding that there are specific times when action should be taken, and then there's times where it's like, hey, we need to kind of wait and plan some things out. This is providing a lot of intuitive balance that is genuinely the key to all of this strength here, Aquarius. Nine of Cups. What do we have for the Nine of Cups? Eight of Cups. Four of Swords. And Two of Cups. And guess what's on the bottom of the deck here? Nine of Cups. On the bottom of the deck. I'm just gonna put there because we'll get into that in a second. Clarifying the Nine of Cups is the Eight of Cups, Four of Swords, and Two of Cups. You have a lot of integrating with the self and the soul happening. The Two of Cups I want you to see as no one but yourself right now, because all of the fulfillment you're gaining is within you and you only. And if you have to walk away from some shit that's like, hey, this thing that's in my mind that's not serving me, that feels almost like that worry of having to take care of the consequences of that friend, and it's like, you don't have to take care of anyone's consequences. There's no one else that you have to take care of but yourself, and it's not even the consequences of your own actions, it's just actions in life that we have to, you know, excuse me. I feel like what you're saying, the actions in life that we are responsible for, even if it's the simple thing of just taking out the trash. You desire a future for yourself that I feel like is like no other mindset you've had and insight on fulfillment that you've had before. Like, this is something that is so beyond you that it feels like you couldn't look at these 8 cups ever the same as soon as you see yourself really embodying this fulfillment. And I feel like some of you have and are getting comfortable with this, and then understanding the next step may honestly be proper rest. Like, the Four of Swords is someone who is literally taking a nap. Like, 9 times out of 10, if there is someone depicted in the Four of Swords, they're most likely asleep in the card. Or going to sleep. But there's also like this going to sleep on this idea of yourself, this very fulfilling idea I think that is brewing of yourself, where you are like, I feel like a good person. Like, Aquariuses, in my opinion, y'all are some very dark people, and I think it's hard for you to sit there and say, I'm a good person in this area. It doesn't have to be every single area of your life, but you're like, I'm a good person for this. I did the good, and I feel the good in my heart. And it feels like the Grinch finally having a heart, but you're not the Grinch. It's just that metaphor of, I feel my heart for once in my life. And you aren't feeling the cheesy cliche of, oh, I'm feeling my feelings, I shouldn't feel my feelings. Like, no, you are enjoying this moment to feel not your feelings, but to feel the you blossoming within yourself and outside of you as well, because all that is within you is outside of you. And I feel like you are truly blossoming into a new, not new version of your soul, but the true version of your soul. And at the end of the day, shut your fucking mouth. At the end of the day, we are the ones who get to choose who we get to be. And discovering what we like and what we don't like and what fulfills us and doesn't fulfill us is finding the true us. But we are the ones that choose to do that by our own free will. And I said, are you fucking kidding me? Because the motherfucking Lovers card is the card of choice, and I couldn't pick it up, and I said, fuck it, I guess it's staying there. It's the only card, because it got stuck there. I wasn't picking it up. We have the Lovers. I kept that 9 of Cups out because it was on the bottom of the deck, and this top card's coming out. So, clarifying the 4 of Pentacles, the structure, and I think this provider of safe space and solitude. Clarifying that is the Lovers, 9 of Cups, and 7 of Swords. Give me 1 second. And then the Wheel of Fortune is on the bottom of the deck here. Wheel of Fortune reversed. Usually the Wheel of Fortune reversed indicates to me that someone finally kind of gets it. And not just kind of gets it, like, there is an energy of you understand yourself and how choosing to pursue your own fulfillment is actually choosing to move away from all of the toxic hurt and pain and just doubt in our lives. Doubt that we can't choose to love our own creations, to love our own fulfillment in life. So many things, people, places, environments will tell us that we can't choose to enjoy this thing because of this, that, and the other. If you fucking enjoy it and it's something fulfilling for you and you've achieved some goals, you can't stop anything from discrediting, like, certain fulfillments and achievements. There's nothing that can discredit it. I don't know if I said that properly in the sentence before, but there's nothing that can discredit this feeling of fulfillment except you discrediting it yourself. And I think that's the thing that needs to be looked into, because this is the shifting and changing of the tides that I think are being experienced, and how you providing strength for other people is inherently providing strength for yourself, Aquarius. Wheel of Fortune reversed. This is where, like, the more that this keeps happening, the more that you're almost gaining these little different bits of enlightenment, the more shifting and changing of the wheel that you see here. You see providing a space for others to heal is not only just heal, but even, like, be okay in making mistakes, because sometimes there's, like, certain, it's almost like you are the specific friend that people go to when some, like, shit's going down, or maybe they're just nervous about something, or even, like, hey, I fucked up and I just need to tell somebody about it because it's weighing on me, kind of a thing. You provide a safe space for, like, people to be vulnerable, and I think that's a big accomplishment, because that means you've provided that for yourself. That means whatever you've provided for other people, you have, can, and will now provide for yourself. Don't allow that other third opinion, outside influence sway you in how you pursue personal fulfillment. As long as you are being safe, smart, healthy, and not hurting yourself or anyone else around you, I don't care what method what you do that fulfills you, okay? There's a lot of choices we can make in our lives, and I feel like choosing to enjoy that fulfillment and pursue the enjoyment of that fulfillment is how you provide strength and strong balance in your life. Because that provides the balance of, I want something, I'm going to work hard to get this because I'm passionate about it, because this thing fulfills me. Like, I'm gonna get a job in this specific state because I have a dream to live, like, off the grid in this state. So I'm gonna get a job here and then start there, just start from square one. Because at least you are in the location that you need to be. Like, at least there is a space that you are wanting to acquire that I think you are already, like, there. There's a step one that's like, okay, we're already here at step one. Let's just kind of go from here and see what happens. That's the whole go from here, see what happens, because there is strength in that. There's strength in working hard to provide balance, to provide strength in yourself, and there is enjoyment and fulfillment in providing strength for yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not weird, you're not crazy. It's okay to actually want to provide some good stuff in your heart and whatnot, so don't be afraid to do all that. Because, trust me, Aquarius, I know you're feeling it, and I know it's calling to you. So allow yourself to open up to that true you. And I think that is all I have for you, Aquarius. Thank you for letting me read your cards. I feel like I could just keep repeating what I said before, so if you want to get any more out of this reading, you can rewatch it whenever it is on YouTube or in the Twitch VOD. But that is all I have for you, Aquarius. Thank you for watching, and if you are watching on the YouTubes in the future times, I want to also thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Peace.